What up, nerds, and welcome back to the Haunted Hideaway, where we celebrate the crossover between tiki and horror. My name is Bartender Bob, and we are actually going to be breaking format today. I'm not going to be creating a tiki cocktail. Instead, I'm doing a riff on a classic American cocktail, the Sazerac. We're calling this one the Packanack Sazerac. Let's get into it. First off, I wanted to talk briefly about the history of the Sazerac. It dates back to about 1850. It was created in New Orleans, Louisiana. Originally, it was a cognac-based cocktail. At a certain point, cognac became more difficult to get your hands on, so it was switched to a rye whiskey-based cocktail. Typically, when you order one now, you're gonna get it with rye. Sometimes you'll get a split base between cognac and rye. For our purposes today, we're gonna be using this Rye Whiskey here, Old Forester. It's really easy to come by, easy to find, and it's also very delicious. Before we get into the rest of the cocktail though, first and foremost, I wanna say happy Friday the 13th to you all. This is gonna be a Friday the 13th inspired cocktail, specifically inspired by Friday the 13th Part 2. It's one of my favorite entries in the franchise for several different reasons, but I think it's kind of perfect for the makings of this cocktail today. If you remember, at the beginning of the movie, all the camp counselors show up to Crystal Lake and they're staying at the Packanack Lodge. They're sitting out front around a campfire. They're roasting marshmallows and they're being told the twisted tale that is Jason Voorhees. And of course, the camp counselor jumps out of the bushes and scares everybody half to death. So in our riff today, I wanted to feature that scene specifically by the way of a toasted marshmallow simple syrup I made, as well as a graham cracker simple syrup and some chocolate bitters, so that in this classic cocktail, you're also gonna be getting a s'more, which seems perfect. So let's go ahead and get into the specifics of the cocktail real quick. When you're making a Sazerac, the first thing you wanna do is get a nice absinthe wash on the inside of the glass. We're gonna be lighting some shit on fire today. So what I'm gonna be doing here is an absinthe wash, as well as a little bit of this Lemon Heart Overproof rum here, this 151, to get a nice base in there that's gonna light on fire real good for us. So I got that here. We're gonna drop it in the glass. And we're just gonna rinse it around and get a nice even coat. Then we're just gonna set that guy out of the way. The rest of the cocktail we're gonna build right here in our mixing glass. We're gonna start with 3 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. We're gonna do 3 dashes of these chocolate bitters as well. And we're gonna be doing a ½ ounce of our toasted marshmallow simple syrup. And the recipes for these simple syrups are gonna be in the information down below if you wanna make them at home. They're very simple, very easy to do so. ½ ounce of this marshmallow simple syrup. And we're gonna do a 1/4 ounce of the graham cracker simple syrup. And then we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of our Old Forester. And we're gonna add some ice and give it a stir to chill everything down. And we're just gonna set our mixing glass aside for a second and let that chill while we go ahead and work on our garnish. So like I said, we've got absinthe and some Lemon Heart 151 in the glass here, and we're gonna ignite that and very carefully roast a marshmallow over the top of it for a nice garnish later. So let's go ahead and do that. Get a little cinnamon over the top there. Get a nice little toasty marshmallow there. Make sure you blow your cocktail out before you proceed. If you've got some extra rum and absinthe in there, you can discard that. Have a nice sidecar for later. Now we're gonna go ahead and get back to our main cocktail. We're gonna strain that out into our rocks glass here. And we're gonna garnish with our toasted marshmallow. And you've got a s'mores in a glass. Cheers. So in this, you definitely have all the main features of a classic Sazerac. It's very whiskey forward. The rye sort of hits you right off the top. You get the nice aromatic anise happening from the absinthe that we've washed the glass with. And the blow is softened a little bit with the simple syrups, the toasted marshmallow, the graham, and of course the chocolate bitters as well. The Peychaud bitters definitely comes through in the front as well. It's a nice balanced drink, and I think it's exactly something that you would want to have and enjoy while sitting around a campfire listening to spooky tales. Another reason Friday the 13th Part 2 is specifically kind of perfect to the haunted hideaway is because if you remember, excluding the final girl, of course, the only people that survive the night are the ones that leave Crystal Lake and go to the bar and drink like 14 or 15 Heinekens. They make it out alive somehow. So on Friday the 13th, don't smoke ganja, don't have sex, never say you'll be right back, but hey, throw back a few of these Packanack Sazeracs and Jason won't give a shit. Thanks for stopping by the Haunted Hideaway, and until next time, cheers, fears, and kill, 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 ma, ma, ma.